Being in your 20s is the craziest part of your life. It's the craziest stage of your life, and it's the most hectic and another craziest era of your life. If you know me and you've been following me for some time, you would know that one thing about me, I will always be myself. Even angiyithandi, I'm not going to pretend like ngiyayithanda or come and smile for the sake of uba wonke umuntu abe happy and comfortable. No, I mean, I don't care who you are and where you come from. If into angiyithandi, and I will tell you straight up. And also, I'm not going to come in lie and start saying, oh no, I live in a big house, I live in a this and that, I own this and that. No. One thing about me, I've always been honest with my life, and that's one thing that I do effortlessly because I'm just like, at the end of the day, I'm trying to build. So I'm not going to come and lie to people while I'm trying to build something that is totally different from what people can see. As someone who's in their mid-20s myself, trust me, there are moments and days where I wake up and just be like, okay, cool. What just happened? It's full of up and downs. 1 minute you're happy, 1 minute you're sad, another minute you are going through depression, and another you're having the best time of your life. Everything is going well, you have nothing to stress about. As you can see by the title of this video, today I'm going to be talking about standing your ground in your 20s. The 20s are the most critical stage of your life because they get to define who you are going to be in the next 15 to 20 years. The minute you hit 30, guys, you need to have figured out your life. You know what you want out of life and you are working towards getting it. Your 20s are very important because they are literally the foundation of whatever building that you are going to be erecting. Is it erecting? Whatever building that you're going to be building, and it's your choice whether you want a standalone house, whether you want a double story, whether you want a huge, gigantic house. I'm referring to life. So it's up to you whether you want a simple life, basic life, normal life, or you want a big, flashy life. Your 20s get to define that for you. First thing that I'm going to talk about is always being yourself. When you are in your 20s, you get to be around a lot of people that are either in your age or people that are older than you. And these are people from different backgrounds. So if you're someone who is not sure about themselves, you always want to copy what other people are doing, and that takes away the own thing. And when you copy that, you are not being yourself. You are not being authentic to yourself because you are now doing what you saw someone else doing. And just because you liked it, you want to incorporate that into your life and make it your life. If there's anything that is killing us at this current moment is social media. We are so moved by what people post on social media. We are so moved by what people do on social media, and we feel like Tina, our lives are stagnant, or we are not serious about life. But then are those people really showing you whatever they're showing you because it's who they are, or they're just presenting a certain character or a certain image about themselves to you so that you may see them as these people while bona they are a different kind of people. We've had stories about people renting out Gucci bags. We've had stories about people renting cars. That's not being yourself. If you're being yourself, drive VW yakho, City Golf. If you're being yourself, you shouldn't be embarrassed about your current situation or of your current situation. Is it off or about? You shouldn't be embarrassed about, you shouldn't be embarrassed of your current situation, whatever English says, but then you should actually embrace your situation because one day it's going to be a story that you're going to tell either your grandchildren, your children, or other people around you so that now they can relate and see, well, like, we saw this person moving from this place to this point. But then the problem that we have now is people wanting to be successful. I want to be successful overnight without even putting in the work. And then now you present a certain image about yourself to us. And then when later on things fall apart, you come back to us and asking for assistance. You start wondering, what was happening? Yeah, boy, that person was not being themselves because they were subscribed to a certain lifestyle that they saw from someone else, and then they highlight that lifestyle. And then they'll be like, okay, cool. Nami, I want to be seen as a person that is living like this. While they are not. The 30-year-old version of you will thank you because you are now experienced, because you now went through certain stages and certain things that molded you to the person that you have become. You would have went through things that have pushed you to be successful. There's nothing that is more painful than seeing someone who is now over 40 years old trying to do things that they were supposed to do when they were 20. I've always said to myself, well, I don't want to be going to clubs when I'm like 30 years old. No, guys. Right now in my 20s, this is the time where I'm supposed to be going to clubs, getting drunk, forget my name, and do all those nasty things. But then the minute I hit 30, my life needs to change because I'm now on a different level. I'm now on a different stage. Imagine being 30 years old and wearing a crop top. Sesincintisana nama-2000 kuyase ngama-2000 ngaleso sikhathi. By the time we are 30 years old, kuyase ngama-2010, not even nama-2000, kuyase ngama-2010, ama-World Cup, cabanga ukuncintisana with the whole 2010 baby ngama-crop top. Does that make sense to you? Does, like, hayibo, nice puro. Ziri kuita sense here. So it just doesn't make sense to me. I've always told myself, I would want to be, myself now. I would want to enjoy my 20s. I would want to do this and that in my 20s so that when I'm 30, I'm entering a different phase and I stop doing certain things because they don't align with the age that I'm in. Hope we are making sense. On to the next. The second thing that I want to talk about on stand your ground in your 20s is not disrespecting yourself in order to impress your friends. We have this thing about we always want people that are around us to see us as if we are certain people. We want to go out of our way to impress them. I'm going to make you an example about someone that was once in my life, a friend, but then we are no longer friends right now. But they loved the fancy life, the flashy life. They always dated older, as in like older men. But then I'm not going to go out of my way and start dating older men to impress my friends or to be on the same space or same page with my friend. I'm not going to do that because it does not align with who I am. It does not align with what I believe in. And that's not the kind of life that I envision for myself. So there's absolutely no way that I'm now going to start doing things that are disrespecting me in order to try and impress people that are around me. It is something that is very important that we need to learn as 20-year-olds because we are living in that life where we want fast things and we end up taking shortcuts to get them, but then we don't understand why like now we are disrespecting ourselves, we're disrespecting our bodies, and most importantly, we are disrespecting our families. I mean, I'm one person who's always like, whenever I want to do something, I think of my family. And then I'm like, I know where I come from. I know how the township is like and how the people think there or how their minds work. So there's absolutely no way that I want to put my mother in such a situation where she will now even be scared to walk down the road because our next door was and all that. So before I even do anything, I always think of my mom. I can forget about anything else. It doesn't matter. But one thing that I always do is put my mom forward. I always think about my mom. I always think about my siblings. Okay, in the next 5 years or 10 years, my siblings will be older. And then now they come across such things about me on social media. Like, does that make sense? Remember also, what you do now is going to reflect on the person that you're going to be in the future. And trust me, whatever that you do now is going to come back in the future. It might not be next year. It might not be in the next 2 years. It might not be in the next 5 years, but it will definitely catch up with you. Look at how the Kim Kardashian sex tape scandal always comes up almost every year. And imagine she's now grown, she has kids, she's been married and all that, but then it keeps on coming back every now and then, which is something that I wouldn't want to put myself into or under. And also I wouldn't want to put my siblings through that and also my family per se through that, because they'll always have something to reference to. But I do not want to do that, which is why I say in your 20s, it's very important to respect yourself and respect your body before you do things that impress the people that are next to you or before you try to impress anyone else. My third point is going to be allow yourself to go through things. I'm in 25 now. It means I'm 5 years in my 20s. And what I've noticed is just because we haven't went down certain roads, we don't know how to react when we are faced with certain situations, and we always want to take shortcuts and act strong. I can say that it's very important to go through things, experience them, so that tomorrow when they happen, you know how to react. Which is why I'm saying allow yourself to go through things, because those things are going to make you a better person. Those things are going to strengthen you for the future. future or for future battles. Those things are going to also prepare you for whatever that might come your way. For example, now we have anxiety tablets. When someone is going through anxiety, they quickly want to go and take anxiety tablets, but then they don't want to allow their bodies, their minds, and themselves to go through anxiety so that next time when they have an anxiety attack, they know how to react, or they know how long it's going to last, or they know how to, do things when they're like that. We always want to jump to the solution, forgetting over like some things we don't need to take shortcuts. Some things you need to go through them so that next time when they come back, you know how to deal with them. I'm not talking health-wise or mental health-wise or whatever. No, I'm also talking financially. I'm also talking academically. If you fail, allow yourself to go through the process of failing a module so that you know how failing is like, and also it pushes you to work harder on your next modules because you've experienced how depressing or how sad it is to fail a module and having to carry it or repeat it. Now that you've experienced that, you will say to yourself, I don't want to go through this again. And then when the next semester comes, it will push you to work harder because you've been there before. You know how it's like and you don't want to go there. Also, when I'm talking about finances, guys, we will always have finance problems. Trust me, especially in your 20s, because that's when you are tapping into your independence. That's when you are tapping into your corporate side. That's when you are tapping into moving out, getting your own place, getting your life together, starting to do things yourself. So you will always have financial problems. I see each and every month where you're going to be able to pay rent. I see each and every month where you're going to be able to have electricity. I see each and every month where you're going to be able to buy food. There are days that are going to be darker, and there are days that are going to be more brighter or more sunny. Like they always say, the sun will rise again. Angeke kube sebusuku forever. The sun will definitely rise again. So when I'm saying allow yourself to go through things, I'm not talking about relationships. I'm not talking about mental health or body health wise or whatever. No, I'm literally talking about life in general. I'm talking about finances. I'm talking about education. I'm talking about family drama and all that. And trust me, when you tap into your independence, that's when you realize, but like, yeah, some families are just like, no. Some families are just like, no, this is a weapon formed against me. And it's your choice whether you want it to prosper or not. So there's a lot that is going to happen in your 20s, and there's a lot that you're going to go through in your 20s, which is why it's important for you to allow yourself. Don't blame yourself. Don't beat yourself around it. Don't beat yourself about it and be like, why me? We are very quick to ask this question. Why is this happening to me? Yeah, other families are this and that. Or why wasn't I born into this family? Yeah, me not this and that. No, God knew what he was doing when he placed you in that situation. Another thing, you will be disappointed a lot more than being impressed by people that are close to you, be it family, be it relationships, be it friends. Those are people that are going to disappoint you the most, apart from strangers that you don't even know, that you've never met, or people that you know from social media. And actually, if you think that your family or your friends or your partner are going to support you 100%, you have to be fooling yourself. There's no one that will support you more than a stranger, especially a stranger from social media. One thing that I've noticed about social media is no matter the circumstances of our situations or whatever we are going through in terms of life, we get those moments where we come together. We get those moments where we come through for each other. We get those moments where I can come to you and tell you that, hey, I don't know you, but what I can tell you is you are going to be okay. I've had several incidents with family. I've had times where I wasn't even talking to family for months. As long as I'm okay and I'm happy, nothing else can shake me. Nothing else can move me. And then whatever that people are doing or whatever that people are contributing in my life, it will just be a bonus. It's just added on top of what I've already built. So no one can come from the outside and try to destroy that foundation, because uzofika uthi ngathi ikona leli lithekile ngakhahlala lana kuyodilika yonke into, uthola ukuthi lelo kona yilo eliqinileyo. It's me who knows the weakness of my foundation. This sort of like makes you to be a bit selfish because you are working on yourself for yourself, by yourself. So you get to a point where you now need to be selfish. You get to a point where there are certain people that you are no longer talking to, not just because you fought, not just because there's an altercation or argument or something that happened between the two of you, but then you get to a realization, you're like, you know what? In order for me to succeed, I have myself. In order for me to achieve this and that, I have myself. In order for me to eat, to pay rent, to do this and that, I have myself. So I need to make sure that I put myself first. I make myself a priority before anyone else, so that whatever foundation and whatever building that I'm trying to build has a strong foundation, and that foundation cannot be moved. That foundation cannot be and that foundation cannot be shaken. Be it damn it. Damn it. No, no matter the disappointments we face, we know that our foundation is solid and it will not be touched by anyone. Since I've already touched on family, I just want to say be careful of your family, because they might be your biggest downfall. I'll repeat, be careful of your family, because they might be your biggest downfall. Families are not the same, guys. There are families that are going to be happy for you when you achieve something, and then there are families that are going to question you when you achieve something. But yeah, busy, iPhone 16, what is it like? Why does your life now have to, is it revolve? Yes. Why does your life have to revolve around them? Why do you have to spare the little that you have and give it to them, while you also have your own life to live? You also have your own life to set up. And mind you, I'm telling you about people that when you call right now and say, hey, who should we like? I want to guess but when they have problems, they're very quick to run to you. I'm just talking from my experience and also the conversations that I've had with people that are around me that have been in situations that are similar to mine. When your family knows how much you are getting paid at work, it's a big problem. When your family knows when your payday is, it's a big problem, because that's when most problems start. They know when I go holiday manje, it is for us like as na guess, or it is for us na kudla, or let us call and say this and that. And they know overnight, since you are the only breadwinner, I'm talking from my experience, like I said, and also the experience of the people that are around me. They would know overnight, since you're the only breadwinner or the only provider, you are going to make sure that they get whatever they want. Angeke uhlale uthi anagesi hlalani nangani ayikho iplan. No, they know ukuthi uzodidizela noma ngena kumashonisa. Guys, I've met people that have went to the extent of going kumashonisa to borrow money to cover family expenses and all that. Mina, I just said it can never be me. One thing that I've trained my family to understand is, man ngithi anginayo imali, ngithi anginayo imali. Ungangiblackmaila ungitshela ukuthi kwathini ibhenki ethe izabe izothatha iy'mpahla, ubani wathini uthuke what. I don't care. Mangingela angila, and then ngingathola ngizosiza. I've trained them in that manner, and now they know. If I say I don't have, that's just about it. There's no emotional blackmail, black text in that whole thing of starting saying, yeah, we brought you up, now you don't want to assist us. That does not work with me. It does not work with me. Even okay, so now nifuna imali back. Ayisebenzi plan nifuna imali back, nilinikeze imali back. And after that, we just need to make sure that we part ways. Sometimes you just need to stand your ground. Sometimes you just need to be firm. You need to be harsh. Not because you are being harsh while I'm please you angry, but then no one understands you. No one understands the situations that you get in. No one understands the situation that you are in. They think that you are lying. Money, they think that unayo leyo mali awufuni ukubanikeza nje, but then they don't understand that now you have plans. How are you going to buy a car if you keep on pumping money back home? How are you going to buy a house if you keep on pumping money back home? How are you going to buy yourself clothes if you keep on sending money back home? Every now and then and you are the one that is supposed to send money. How are you supposed to set up your life if you keep on taking each and every little money that you get and sending it back home? You also have a life. You also have things to do. You also have dreams. It's possible, guys, to drive a Porsche. It's possible, guys, to drive a Bentley. If we see other kids doing so, because at the end of the day, sonke siyafana. Are we not the same? Asobantu sonke. All of us are humans. Siney'ngqondo, sinamehlo, sinamakhala, sinamazinyo, sinezandla zokusebenza. So if another kid can drive better, when in, if another child can drive a Porsche, when in, it's all in your mind. You just need to set your priorities in order and make sure that the people that are around you understand your priorities. If they don't understand your priorities, then you just have to be selfish with your priorities. Unless and until you achieve your dreams, you achieve your goals, and then whoever is still there standing with you and supporting you, good for them. They celebrate with you. But then whoever has decided to leave you, whoever has fallen off on the road, they were never meant to be part of your success story. So bye to them. It's very important to learn to say no. One thing that I've noticed, especially when it comes to friendships, one thing that I've noticed is we always want to, it goes back to the point that I was talking about, disrespecting yourself in order to impress friends or whatever. But then one thing that I've noticed, especially when it comes to friendships, is we always want to impress them. We always want to say yes. Even if I don't want to do something, for example, they come now and say, oh, Chomi, let's go to a club. And then I always want to be like, oh yeah, let's go. But then deep down, I know that I don't want to. Literally like saying no to yourself, but then saying yes to your friends while you know that you don't want to do these things. I'm going to give an example. On my birthday this year, that was like last month, I'm one person who doesn't celebrate my birthdays. I'm always indoors on my birthdays because I know it either rains. It was like this year was the first sunny day on my birthday. The previous years, it has always been cold on my birthday. It has always been raining on my birthday. And that's one reason why I never celebrate my birthday. I don't want to celebrate my birthday before or after. I just want to experience the day. I want to celebrate on the day. So it doesn't make sense for me to celebrate my birthday after my actual birthday. So this year it was like, promising and all that. And then I was like, okay, cool, no P. And then I came back home because I had had a very long day on the 1st of November. I had had a very long day. I came back home with all tired. And what's crazy is I was with my friends that day and all of us were tired. A lot was happening, man. And then now it was around 8ish and then my other friend texts me and says, hi, like, let's go to a club. And then I'm like, guys, I'm tired and yeah, I'm just exhausted. And then they're like, no, we'll just be there for some time. I mean, it's your birthday also. So let's just go to a club, enjoy yourself, whatever, blah, 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 blah. Then I'm like, yo, guys, the way I'm so tired, I know myself. And if I go to a club in this state, in an hour, I would want to leave. And then they were like, no, it's fine. Let's just go and enjoy, like, have fun and all that. Then I ended up saying what? Saying yes. Mind you, I didn't even want to go to the club. I just wanted to be home and to rest. I didn't want to go to the club. But then just because my friend kept on persisting that we should go to a club, I ended up agreeing. Yeah? We went to the club. When we got to the club, we were there from around 10, 11, 12, because we left around 1. I left around 1. And then when I left around that time, my friend was still having his best time. He was still enjoying. It was 3 of us. So he was still having fun. He was enjoying. He was, like in the moment. And then I was like, it was now around 1. Then I'm like, you know what, guys, I'm tired. I'm going back home. Because we also had my birthday celebration on that actual day in the afternoon, right? Mind you, we went to the club on the 1st of November at night around 10. Now it's after 12 midnight, meaning it's now 2 November, right? And then I planned a birthday lunch on that 2 November, right? Then I was like, you know what, guys, I need to leave now. It's around 1. I'm tired, and plus we still have the birthday lunch, so we're going to catch up then, whatever. And then he was okay, sharp, travel safe, called my Uber, and then came home. Tell me why, when I get home, I'm getting calls from my other friend, him sending me messages saying, this one is complaining, he's saying that we left the club early, yeah, this and that, whatsoever. And then I realized, like, in a position where I was supposed to stand my ground and say no, I ended up saying yes. And now that I've said yes to going to that club, it's an issue that I wanted to leave that club. And we ended up having an altercation. Not that we ended up having an altercation, but then I had to block him because I was like, I'm not going to confront you. And we literally had this conversation before I even left the house. I told you that I'm tired. I won't be staying there for too long. I'll just be there for an hour. But then instead of me being there for an hour, I was there for 3 hours. And you still don't appreciate that. Now that I've left, you are saying things about me. You're saying this and that. And I was like, I'm not going to confront you. I just blocked him in peace and in silence. That moment made me realize, you know what, my gut was okay with it forcing me to stay home, with it telling me to stay home, but then I had to force because I wanted to impress a friend. What am I emphasizing on? I'm emphasizing on the fact that we should learn to say no. We should learn to say no. If you don't want to do something, be straightforward. I don't want to do this. If someone comes and suggests, hey, let's do this, hey, let's go away, and you don't want to do that, just say no. It's going to save you a lot of trouble. Last but not least, be selfish with yourself. You know your dreams, you know your goals, you know what you want out of life. You can come to me and share with me, you're like, oh, I want to be a pilot. And so what is courage? Ngithi wena pilot kanjani awuyazi ne-geography uzopilotani yabona, but then you know yourself, you know what you want out of your life, you know your dreams. So if you share it with other people, they don't share the same vision as you, they don't share the same goals as you, they don't even have the same ideas as you, so they'll always try by all means to discourage you because they don't understand what you are trying to achieve and they don't understand you as a person. I remember even when I tapped into modeling, when I started modeling, and my mom was so against it. My mom didn't want anything to do with modeling. I remember I used to finance myself when going to modeling gigs because I would go to her and ask her, like, oh, when I casting, can I have money, transport and all that? And she would like talk me straight in my face. Like, but then she would tell me straight in my face, and then now I would have to source money for me to go to these castings and all that. And now when it starts paying off, that's when they start relaxing and be like, I do understand where they were coming from, but then just because Mina, I chose to be selfish with myself and selfish with my dreams and selfish with my goals and stand my ground when it comes to my goals, my dreams, and everything that I thought about myself, I had to make it, not to prove a point, but then I had to make it for myself because at the end of the day, I spent 24 hours in my body, so I know what I want and I know what is going to work for me. With that being said, I just want to appreciate you for tuning in. I hope you learned a thing or two, and I just want to extend my gratitude. I see the love everywhere. I see you guys engaging with my content, and I see the numbers are going up. I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. Road to 50,000 subscribers. I know that is possible and we'll get there. So I just want to say thank you so much for reaching this part of the video, and I'll see you guys on my next.